Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Las Vegas, Nevada. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Detroit Lions and the Las Vegas Raiders. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. Right to the air is Carr. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. First carry for Josh Jacobs. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
694. Hey, Raider 2. 1, Raider 1.
Throwing his car on third down. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
Man coverage is certainly a staple of their defense, and it's built for plays like that, forcing that incompletion.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. A 45-yard punt, 4 there on the return, and the Lions will take over. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And the Raiders have got him. Max Crosby racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. If they have any thoughts of coming in here and getting this road victory, that's not the way to start it out on the first play of the game.
Yeah, one thing you always say when you go on the road, take the crowd out of the game. They actually brought the crowd into it by permitting that sack right out of the gate.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had a window to push that ball downfield, but as soon as he released the throw, the corner was there to slam that window shut.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Back to throw here. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Schwartz. And they worked this well up.
We saw in college and during the scouting process, and really, it's not just the arm strength there, but the placement as well. To me, that was an excellent combination of arm talent and accuracy.
Second and 5. Well, this defense for the Raiders, they were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. Touchdown, Detroit. This is a crew. They've come out flat their last two games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you really have. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. You know, get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive. And that's caught inside the 35. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver. And as this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
29, 93. Raider one.
Now Carr. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A good pickup there at 22.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
734.
Carr now on first down. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
On second down, Jacobs. And here he'll get it down to the 7. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
93. 93. 808.
To throw his Carr. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Raiders are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Anthony Brown. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Nice chunk of yards on 1st down. It really opens up your options for what you want to do on 2nd. You go right back to him and hope he explodes, or sucker the defense in before throwing over the top.
Now a play fake. Carr. And this one is incomplete.
Well, you've got a receiver here who's got 1 touchdown already in this 1st quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there. Wanted to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
694. Hey, later 2. 1, later 1.
Throwing now is Carr. Dancing to his left. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
The kick by Carlson is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
From the end zone, here comes Williams. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports.
Lions 7.
Second down at 5. He'll drop to throw. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Anytime a ball is thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. They'll look to throw. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. That'll go as a 42-yard punt. They'll be aided by a loss of yardage on the return.
And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
2nd down, Jacobs once more.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
The Raiders at 6-3 on the year. And they come in playing pretty well, 6-3 in their last 9.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
You know, every time we talk with people about the most important quality for a quarterback to have in the NFL, what do they usually cite?
Arm strength.
Yeah, that's really way down on the list. Accuracy is one of the bigger ones, maybe the foremost one. That's what he needed on that play.
Slot man moves right.
29. 29. 93.
Carr again here on 2nd and 10. Got a man. It's Darren Waller. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 42. A good pickup there, a 22.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
6-18.
Here's Carr.
He'll look downfield for Waller. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked by Tracy Walker.
And the Lions are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task.
And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return.
They'll try and start this drive in the air.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off by Jayon Brown. And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this 1st half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Your mic. Hey, 7:34.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago, followed it up with another nice one here, and before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown.
Josh Jacobs, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Oh, I was just about to say he hadn't missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
From the end zone, here comes Williams. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted.
And the Raiders are going to take possession of the football.
He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
No, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now after the INT, it's Carr. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 1-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect him.
No one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. He's airing it out for Williams. It got his man complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. That one good for 37 yards.
Still all sorts of time left in this game, and you'd like to be able to say take it one play at a time. But the truth is, they're probably going to have to hit on a few big plays in the passing game to close this gap, and that's a good start right there.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
They'll run here on 3rd and goal. And this time he is in.
Yes.
Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Lions have cut it back within a score. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead is down to 2.
Raiders 16, Lions 14. Chris Boswell set to kick off.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left.
Kill. 29.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Carr. Oh, trying to get that to Adams, but that's intercepted. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. And that's a ball that he is going to want to keep, his first career interception in the National Football League.
And I love what teams do when that happens. You bring the ball to the sideline, the equipment guy grabs it, he puts a piece of tape on it, writes on it so that you know what it is, and then they tuck it away so that you can have it for later and put it on your mantle. Pretty good deal for him right there. Now he's eager to get back out on the field and get his 2nd one.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. That's a microcosm of how it's gone for their rushing game so far this year. 29th in the league on the ground.
Yeah, it's a great illustration of what we're seeing because these problems go back to the offensive line. You can't give guys free access to your backfield. Can't let these free runners come and get them because free runners turn into free hitters.
2nd and 11. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Divine Diablo dropping him behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down.
And he'll get credit for a punt inside the 20, not by much, but inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive.
And with a 2-point lead in hand, they may not do anything too aggressive here.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left.
6-18. Your mind.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He finds his man complete. That's Jacobs. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds.
Give them 12 yards that time and a Las Vegas first.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right.
734.
They'll send a receiver in motion left.
93. 93.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. Looking deep for Adams. And that is incomplete.
Quality coverage that time to slow down what's been the main source of offense against them thus far. Got to find a way to slow down that ball in the air.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10.
637. 29. 690. Later, 2.
They'll set up to throw. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the 2nd down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the 2nd quarter. They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
Kill. 29. 93.
The final shot here before half for Carr. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. And he goes out right around the 39. So we have reached halftime here in Vegas with the Raiders on top. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. It'll be Lions football to start the 2nd half, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he returns this to the 22.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the 3rd quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the 2nd half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the 3rd quarter.
Trailing here in the 3rd, and that run might just be the spark that this offense needs.
And don't you just get the sense that he's going around not just in the huddle, but looking over at the bench and saying, ball, give me the ball. Let me carry this thing home.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
At the 11-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now a handoff as they run left side. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes a defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
He's got this, complete to Williams. And the Lions are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
They'll try to run this one in. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there. With his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Lions have retaken a 3rd quarter lead. Boswell good with the extra point, and the lead is up to 5.
Raiders 16.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
And, Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good second half here. Came out of the locker room, one-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just there, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side trying to match each other.
Forced out to his left, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Well, they brought the lead into this third quarter, and now they're really stepping up, setting a tone here defensively.
They came right out roaring because you had to know that in the locker room, they talked about setting that tone that you just described, continuing the dominance that they exhibited in the first half.
734. 93. 808.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Carr. His throw incomplete.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll bring a receiver in motion left.
637.
On 3rd and long, it's Carr. Looking deep for Adams. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Here's Williams to return. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior, big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to throw. He finds his man, complete. That's Schwartz.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
This is going to be incomplete.
Was that the incorrect read or just more an error on the throw by the quarterback?
I lean more towards the latter because it seemed like he was open there, just missed him on the throw.
And a tough one to miss because now you're dealing with a 4th down. Here comes the Lions punter now as he's on to kick it away. Fair catch called for and collected right at the 10-yard line. They'll call that a 33-yard punt with no return. And the Raider drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Carr going to throw.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Picked up by Mike Hughes. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Extra point put through by Boswell. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage.
28. Raiders 16. Chris Boswell set to kick off.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
Kill. 29. 29.
Carr going to try and throw on 3rd down. He finds his man complete. It's Jacobs. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Steps away, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Derek Carr.
Terrell Lewis
in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
21-yard line.
Three-quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Carr. Looking deep for Adams. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Mike Hughes.
And the Raiders are right back in this football game.
Let's go.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line.
Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball on this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need.
Picked off by Nate Hobbs.
And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
From the end zone, here comes Williams. And beyond the 20, but not by... Just a yard pass there to the 21.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
And now this fourth quarter becoming very interesting. That pick six makes this a one-score game. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how aggressive they choose to be.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open.
He's got a man complete. The 20. Touchdown, Detroit.
Jamison Williams
with his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Lions look like they're about to put an end to their two-game losing streak as they add on to their lead.
Boswell good with the extra point, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage.
Raiders 23. Chris Boswell set to kick off.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a two-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
He'll swing that out wide to Jacobs.
And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. Fourth quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
On second and inches, Carr.
And hitting Juju on the slant.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
That's good.
They'll send a receiver in motion left.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
694.
On first down, Carr. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. After the sack on first down, Carr, he'll look downfield for Waller. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
I'm pretty sure any quarterback will tell you it's that can stretch the field. And how about him right there, working in the heart of the defense, and they connect on a very nice play downfield, a combination of talent and toughness to go into the briar patch.
Kill. 29.
Carr now on first down. He finds his man, complete. That's Jacobs. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's second down.
That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
Throwing again on second down. Carr, touchdown Raiders. Juju Smith-Schuster from 6 yards away. And the Raiders have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away.
This is taken just shy of the 10. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you've got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Rock Ya-Sin. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. This game, it's been defensively oriented on both sides, so I guess it stands to reason that the play of the game comes on defense.
So it's my kind of game. You know that. Anytime we have a defensive battle, but that, as you said, it stands to reason that's the way the game tilted. Someone had to make a big play, and the way the defenses were dominating, that's exactly what we got.
And he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their 4th quarter lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Being chased out left. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another 1st down.
Nice. Well coached. A team that understands what's going on. They still have time to work the middle of the field as they just did there.
So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
He's back to throw. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. He'll look to throw. The open man is Shark. It's complete. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
They'll try and run for it. And he will have the 1st down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave him with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. A new lease on life after the 4th down conversion. Here's 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this one almost intercepted. Had a chance to come down with it in the end zone, but could not hang on. They took their shot for the end zone. Almost cost him.
And he made the right play there, knocking it away. But, boy, it looked like he had a chance to come down with the football. And if he does that, this thing is over. Instead, he leaves him out there with another chance.
And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. One final shot. They'll look to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. to seal this victory as time runs out.
That was an excellent come-from-behind victory, Charles, especially there in the fourth quarter. Both offense and defense were clicking. They're going to feel good about this one.
Boy, are they ever, because the deficit they faced certainly wasn't small. They obviously did not give up on that one, and in the end, how about that come-from-behind victory? They'll cherish this one for a while.
So for Las Vegas, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3. And they'll have another home date next week as the Cincinnati Bengals come to town. Meanwhile, for the Lions, they're going the wrong way as this will drop them to 3-7 now on the year. And they'll have a quick turnaround as they're back in action Thursday at noon Eastern for the traditional Thanksgiving Day game in Detroit.